Welcome back from stasis. Today we have another Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol magazine video. This is batch 3, issues 7 through 10 of the US version. This batch, unlike the previous two, was delivered in a box, mostly due to it containing this binder. I believe this is the first of many binders we will receive to store our magazines in. It did come with these dividers. I've noted previously that I've had some pages fall out of mine. Seeing this, I think they were meant to separate. They want you to put the different sections behind these dividers. Personally, I'll be keeping my issues intact. Now let's look at what came in the issues themselves. Issue 7 includes the first part of our Termagants and Ripper Swarm. These are all still push-fit models. I believe you get 6 of the Termagants along with the Ripper Swarm on this one. And included was also the Games Workshop measurement tool. Issue 8 has the remaining Termagants. Still push-fit models. Issue 9 came with 2 paints. Abaddon Black, or Abaddon Black, however you wish to pronounce that. And Retributor Armor. I believe that makes the 4th pot of black that I have. However, the Retributor Armor is new for me, so I'll put that to good use. And finally, issue 10 comes with the Librarian and Terminator Armor. Still looks to be a push-fit model. And it also came with the medium base brush. Now let's take a closer look at the contents of each issue. First up is issue 7. You get the build instructions for your Termagants and the Ripper Swarm. This does go over how to build all of the models. I believe the next issue will go over how to paint them. We have more lore. From the title of this section, I believe that would be discussing getting rid of the synaptic leaders for the Tyranid. Since this is the issue that provides the measuring tool, they will now be using distances instead of just moving squares. They go over the move stats, unit cohesion, engagement range, how to move entire units. And they also cover, let's take a look, weapon ranges and line of sight. So it looks like our mission is waking the swarm. This one will have the 5 Barb Gaunts versus the 5 Infernus Marines. We will be using the other side of the terrain tokens. This time they will provide cover, block line of sight. I believe the Infernus Marines go first, they will move and then shoot. The barb gaunts will simply shoot. So we are only moving one unit this time. And you can see the terrain does block line of sight here. And you'll continue back and forth until one side has won. And it looks like we are no longer putting the tokens at the end of magazines, which I find to be a good choice. Moving on to issue 8. This finishes our Termagants. And as I mentioned, it goes straight into painting as building was in the previous issue. Again, more lore. This time they are talking about the Second Tyrannic War. And this one also includes our naming and background for the Termagants. And there's our data sheet. And then we have rules on charging into combat. Previously, we were just setting units up next to each other and having them fight. And some more fighting rules and piling in and consolidating. Our scenario is ambush predators. This will use the Von Ryan Leapers and the Termagants, as well as the Inferno Squad for the Marines. Again, we have terrain, blocking movement, and shooting. In this one, none of the Tyranids will be shooting. It will simply be positioning to get into melee combat. The Marines will shoot and fight if they are already in combat, but they will not charge themselves. And again, we have our lore bit for the winner. Issue 9 is going to take advantage of those new paints to help us start filling in some details on models. Mostly the black under armor for the Marines and the gold trim for the Tyranids. Looks like they'll be grabbing claws in black. We have some lore about Space Marine chapters. I'm going to give a few examples. In this one, we get rules for advancing and falling back. And our scenario is the pitched battle. This one will use the Space Marine Captain and the Infernus Marines. And for the Tyranids, they will have their Termagants, their Leapers, and their Barb Gaunts. This uses everything we have done up until now. Each side will move, shoot, charge, and fight. It does start with the Space Marines. And again, we have our lore for the winner. And here we can see first issue for our next batch will come with 2 paints. Our final issue this month, number 10, has had the Terminator Librarian. So of course we have our build instructions. I believe he's still push fit. And then we have painting instructions. This time we get some lore about the Ecclesiarchy. And we start showing off some of the larger Space Marine units. Of course, we have our background sheets for the librarian, as well as his data card. This time for rules, we are introduced to the weapon abilities. They cover quite a few here. I see pistol, rapid fire, blast, torrent, heavy, devastating wounds, psychic, assault, and hazardous. Quite a few things introduced. The mission is Mind Over Matter. This will pit just the Terminator Librarian against the Termagants, the Leapers, and the Winged Prime. I do remind you to use the focused profile of his smite power. But you will be taking full movement, shoot, charge, and fight. And the Tyranids will be doing the same. So it will be a hard fight for the Librarian. But his saves are pretty good. And then we have our lore for the winner. And on the back of this one, we get a preview of issues 12 and 13, which will be combined parts 1 and 2 of the Terminator Squad. That will be all for batch 3 of the Warhammer 40k Combat Patrol Magazine US edition. Until next time, enjoy Stasis.